The Pinnacles are a well-known attraction just outside of Quesnel, BC. Pinnacles Provincial Park is about 124 hectares of mixed forests overlooking Baker Creek. It's a popular day-use area. It's accessible from Quesnel. From the Pinnacles viewpoint, you will see unique formations of hoodoos and a picturesque view of the city of Quesnel and Baker Creek. It's about a 1-kilometer hike, and it's a well-maintained trail. Allow 15 minutes for access. The park was formed September 18, 1969. Climbing on rock formations accelerates erosion and destroys the scenic value of the area. Please view the hoodoos from the established viewpoints only, or from this video. The park is about 8 kilometers from downtown Quesnel. It can be accessed from a paved road called Pinnacles Road in West Quesnel off of Highway 97. The park protects a very unique formation of hoodoos. These hoodoos began their formation 12 million years ago, when molten lava flowing over the Earth's surface cooled in flat basalt layers over older layers of ash and rock. The Ice Age followed. When the ice mass receded, meltwater streams eroded the valley below Pinnacles Park. The hoodoos are formed from the effects of this natural erosion and weathering. The basalt is eroded away, revealing the most resistant ash layer, and often producing vivid bands of color as individual basalt layers are removed. The hoodoos at Provincial Park are fragile. They're undergoing these forces of erosion and weathering. On September 2, 2011, Andy Motherwell wrote in the Quesnel Observer, "Baker Creek drains a huge area west and upland of Quesnel as the dark brown water flows out of hundreds of lakes, rivulets, wetlands, and slopes to join the Fraser River at Quesnel." According to Wikipedia, a hoodoo is also called a tent rock, fairy chimney, or earth pyramid. It's a tall, thin spire of rock that protrudes from the bottom of an arid drainage basin or badland. Hoodoos typically consist of relatively soft rock topped by harder, less easily eroded stone that protects each column from the elements. They generally form within sedimentary rock and volcanic formations. Hoodoos range in size from the height of an average human to heights exceeding a 10-story building. Hoodoo shapes are affected by the erosional patterns of alternating hard and softer rock layers. Minerals deposited within different rock types cause hoodoos to have different colors throughout their height. In certain regions of western North America, these rocky structures are called hoodoos. The name derives itself from the hoodoo spirituality, where certain natural forms are said to possess certain powers, but by the late 19th century, the spirituality became synonymous with bad luck. Prior to the English name for these geographic formations, they were the origin of many legends from Native Americans, such as Bryce Canyon National Park, where hoodoos were considered petrified remains of ancient beings who had been sanctioned for misbehavior. Hoodoos typically form in areas where a thick layer of relatively soft rock, such as mudstone, poorly cemented sandstone, or tuft, which is consolidated volcanic ash, is covered by a thin layer of hard rock, such as well-cemented sandstone, limestone, or basalt. In glaciated mountainous valleys, the soft eroded material may be glacial till, with the protective capstones being large boulders in the till. Over time, cracks in the resistant layer allow much softer rock to be eroded and washed away. Hoodoos form where a small cap of the resistant layer remains and protects a cone of the underlying softer layer from erosion. The heavy cap pressing downward gives the pedestal of the hoodoo its strength to resist erosion. With time, erosion of the soft layer causes the cap to be undercut, eventually falling off, and the remaining cone is then quickly eroded. Typically, hoodoos form from multiple weathering processes that continuously work together in eroding the edges of a rock formation known as a fin. For example, the primary weathering force at Bryce Canyon is frost wedging. The hoodoos at Bryce Canyon experience more than 200 freeze-thaw cycles per year. In the winter, melting snow in the form of water seeps into the cracks and then freezes at night. When water freezes, it expands by almost 10%, prying open the cracks bit by bit, making them even wider, similar to the way a pothole forms in a paved road. In addition to frost wedging, rain is another weathering process that causes erosion. In most places today, rainwater is slightly acidic, which lets the weak carbonic acid slowly dissolve limestone grain by grain. It is this process that rounds the edges of hoodoos and gives them their lumpy and bulging profiles. Many of the more durable hoodoos are capped with a special kind of magnesium-rich limestone called dolomite. Dolomite, being fortified by the mineral magnesium, dissolves at a much slower rate, and consequently protects the weaker limestone units beneath it. Rain is also the chief source of erosion. A pinnacle, tower, spire, needle, or natural tower in geology is an individual column of rock isolated from other rocks or group of rocks in the shape of a vertical shaft or spire. You can decide if the pinnacles are pinnacles or hoodoos for yourself. Drone photography was provided by David Curtis. I'd like to recognize all the people who've subscribed to the channel in the last 24 hours and thank everybody who has in the past. Your support really makes a difference. Please hit like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. It all makes a difference. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and we're getting really close. Stay tuned to Joey Only Caribou Weather Dude.